everyone, my name is Okwandia and I am the sales engineer at ElectroNeek. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to update information into a database by using SQL queries. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to need in order to get started is your database information, such as your host, your port name, your database name, and also your login information. The first activity that we're going to want to use will be found inside of databases in your programming tools. We'll need to open up Connect to Database and also execute query. For Connect to Database, we'll establish our parameters based upon the information that is needed for our database, such as the database type, the host name, which can be found inside of my sticky note, the port name or the port number, the database name. Now for my database name, I'm going to get this from the database itself because I'm specifically wanting to interact with my EMP table. So that will be inside of my new employees database. So I'll specify that here for new employees. And then I'll also identify my login and password, which we know from the sticky note is SQL. Alrighty, so now that I have my database parameters identified, we can now move on to executing a query to update the information. So let's go back to our database and let's say that we have a new data clerk who has joined the team and John Smith is no longer with us. And we want to update the employee name from John Smith to Megan Carter. So let's go ahead and indicate that now. I'll go back to Studio Pro. Inside of my execute query, I'm going to move to calculate a value just to have a longer overview to be able to see everything that I'm typing. But before I execute the process, I'll set to value. So the first thing that I want to do here is identify my parameters. So here I'm going to insert select and then put my asterisk. And then from EMP, this is stating that I want to select information or input information from my database being EMP. And then I'll go ahead and move on to my next item. The next thing that I want to do here is to update. So I'll put update EMP because again, we're going to work with EMP. And I'm going to start my set. Now we're identifying what are we setting in our queries. So I want to set the employee name and then equals single quotations. And then we're going to put the new name here. And we'll say that's going to be Megan Carter. The next piece of information that we'll need to identify is now your where. Where are we inputting this information to that you're looking to set? So here's where we can identify where. And this will also be employee name and then equals single quotations, and this will be John Smith because again we're looking to replace John Smith with Megan Carter. That is our new data clerk. So now that we have this information here, I can change this back over to set a value, and then I can launch this workflow. Alrighty, and after we ran that workflow, we can see that the bot started and finished successfully. So now let's go ahead and see the updated table. As we can see here, this is the old version that has not yet been updated. I'm just going to X this out. I'm going to refresh the page, and then I'm going to reopen up that table, and the name John Smith should now have been changed to Megan Carter. And there we can see the changes are now reflected inside of the database. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it very helpful and interesting. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.